Okay, now we're going to give you a demonstration on just setting a strut on a vehicle on a side. Take note that we removed the trunk on this side already. Couldn't get it to shut out here at the salvage yard. So Josh is going to assist. He's going to place one of our longer struts at less than a 75-degree angle. And then we're going to marry a strut on the opposite side to it. So he's going to go through the procedure of doing that. Josh, you go ahead and start making your moves. So you're looking for hard points on the car that aren't going to give, aren't going to fold. Usually a big member, such as this big fender well here, especially on this style car. This is an older car. This will be strong enough to hold what we need to keep from swaying back and forth side to side. Quick note, cars today, they're shaped like beach balls. They're round, they're very unstable when they're on the side, as opposed to older cars that look more like a brick, such as this one. So struts back then, they weren't as necessary as they are today. You could stabilize a vehicle back then, a brick style car, just with a couple wedges or a step chock. Today we run into issues where the beach ball style cars are going to lean way more onto the roof section of the car and end up flipping over, where it's going to be a car on its roof then, not so much a car on its side. So that's why struts are making their way on the market now. So if you see, Josh is finished. He's got less than a 75 or less degree angle on this. He's got both of his pins in, two different sections of the strut, and he's got the pointed end facing inward towards the car, the strongest angle we got. So now he's going to deploy his ratchet strap. He's deployed his ratchet strap. The long part of the strap is going to go to the opposite side. The hook closest to the ratchet strap is going to hook to the strut. All right, so strutting the underside of a vehicle is going to be a little bit easier than it is going to be doing the top side of a vehicle, for obvious reasons. We have way more options to go to where we want to put our strut, especially on these rear structural members here. These are nice and solid, and they got plenty of grab points for our piercing angle on our strut, and that's where Davey's going to go right now. We already got that front strut mounted. So all we have to do is bring that ratchet strap underneath the vehicle in line with this strut, and then tighten them up and bring them together. Your strut system is going to be strongest when you got both of your opposing struts pulling together to each other. Just remember, the position we're making is a triangle. The wider the footprint on the bottom, the more stable the vehicle is going to be. Okay, with the bottom hook attached to the strut, all that Petty Home's going to have to do now on his strut side is pull the slack out on the ratchet strap, and he's going to tighten up the strap until he starts feeling the load capture, and he's going to go 2 clicks past snug. Now when you're done, you want to take all your slack webbing. We want to bunch it up and put it next to the strap so it doesn't get in the way, doesn't get tangled up around any objects, people walking by the car. And if you notice, we've made that triangle shape on the car. Triangle is one of the strongest shapes in our shape family. Wide footprint. I can walk up to this car now. It's not going anywhere. Show you how to strut a vehicle just using the strut by itself, not marrying them together. On the front side of a car, if you got to make your own purchase point for the strut to go into. Marking the area where the strut's going to go. That'll work. He's going to widen the hole a little bit so we make sure our strut tip can go in there. And once again, remember, when you're strutting the vehicle, your goal is not to lift it. It's just to get it tight enough to stabilize the load. We've already run the strap under the car to the back side and attached it to the undercarriage of the vehicle. Now all we have to do is pull the slack out. That's good, Davey. And that's attaching a single strut to the car with just a ratchet strap.